Our conversation with Congressman Buddy Carter, the Republican from Georgia, is with us on this Friday, and it's good to see you, Congressman. Welcome back to Bloomberg. What do you think is going to happen here? Can we get this done in time, or does a CR seem inevitable?
At this point, it does seem like a CR is inevitable. I don't see how we could get it done. Not the way the Senate operates, not the amount of time it's going to take for them to get it through their body. I just don't see that happening. And I suspect, even though the Speaker has said that he does not want any more short-term CRs, I don't see any way around it short of a partial shutdown.
The idea of a CR for the rest of the fiscal year has even been floated, Congressman. Is that the world we're in, or would a little more time actually help write these 12 spending bills?
Well, I think a little more time would help. We've been out for 3 weeks with Christmas and everything, and then. But the time, a little bit of time would help. I do think we're closer than what it may appear. We got the top line number now. I know that there are some in our conference who are not happy with that top line number, but I don't know that they're not happy about the top line number as much as they are about the side deals. The side deals is what really bothers me that much, and that takes that 1.59 up to almost 1.8. I mean, it's the side deals are what really bothers me. Now, having said that, I will tell you that I think that the Speaker was successful in getting some good immediate cuts in the budget, real money cuts, $10 billion in IRS, $6 billion in the COVID slush fund, clawing that back, $16 billion, and that's nothing to laugh at. That's real money. So that was good. And we also got some of the budget gimmicks that are just ridiculous that we got rid of some of those. So there was some gain in this. And I think the Speaker did the best he could do at this time with a slim majority and only one leg of the three-legged stool.
Yeah. You consider yourself an ally of the Speaker, right? Because he's hearing some pretty tough talk from the Freedom Caucus. We're hearing motion to vacate again, or at least on the table. The idea that if he does what Kevin McCarthy did, he could be fired. Where do you fall on this, Representative?
Well, first of all, I thought Kevin McCarthy got a raw deal, and I was a big supporter of Kevin, and I just think that was absolutely wrong. I am a supporter of Mike Johnson's. I want him to be successful. I want him to help. I want to help him be successful, and I want to help us be successful. Look, no one wants to cut spending as much as I do. It is out of control. Let me tell you, right now, the federal government is taking in through revenue and everything else and land deals, whatever it may be, $6.4 trillion. That's $6.4 trillion that we are spending every year. That's $204,000 per second. The speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. We are spending money faster than the speed of light. That is unsustainable. We've got to stop that. We've got to stop this outrageous spending. I get it. And let's also keep in mind that those on the right, a lot of what they are concerned about is the southern border. And we need to get that southern border as part of this. This is our leverage to get real reforms done at the southern border.
Well, I'd like to hear from you on that a little bit more, because we've spent weeks, a couple months here, talking about a potential deal on the border that would be tied to the supplemental funding request for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. But we have been hearing from more Republican House members that they want to see border in this spending bill. And I think Chip Roy, in fact, is the one who's saying either close the border or close the government. Do you feel that way?
Right. Well, I'd rather see us secure the border and shut down the border than I would see us shut down the government. And government shutdowns are just not good. I've been through a number of them, and you just made the comment a minute ago that it's how do you get into one? Well, it's not so much how you get into one; it's how you get out of one. It's difficult to get out of a shutdown and expensive, but at the same time, a government shutdown is not the worst thing that could happen. The worst thing that could happen would be for us not to get anything out of that southern border, not to get any kind of policy reforms, any kind of in making sure we're enforcing the laws that are on the books right now. That's one of the things that needs to be done. That's why Mayor Orcus needs to go. He needs to be impeached, and because he's not enforcing the laws that are on the book right now. But we need that. We need that at the southern border. We also need to stop this outrageous spending.
A lot of folks have suggested that the timing of a Mayorkas impeachment could kneecap this whole idea of crafting a deal on the border. It's a sentiment that even Senator Jim Lankford has expressed, the chief Republican at the table. You're on the border, on the budget committee, rather, Congressman. How much time do you actually need? If these top line spending levels are in place, can you get it done in the next 2-3 weeks?
We could. I'm very optimistic. And again, a lot of that depends on the Senate. The rules in the Senate are different, and it takes them time to get things like this done. So, but on the House side, we could get it done rather quickly, yes. But then again, keep in mind, it's got to go through the Senate. Not only that, but this is a lot of work for staff to do. Staff's going to need a couple of 3 days to get all these numbers put together. So it's not like, oh, it passed the Senate, it passed the House, then it goes to the president's desk. Well, there's going to be a little interlude there as well.
Spending time with Congressman Buddy Carter, the Republican from Georgia, not only on the budget committee, but a member of the House that is in some cases outraged by President Biden deciding to approve of airstrikes, authorize airstrikes that were conducted last night against Houthi rebels in Yemen. Congressman, we've heard from a couple of different quarters of the House. It's not every day Ro Khanna and Mike Lee are agreeing on things. Mike Lee says the Constitution matters regardless of party affiliation. Pramila Jayapal, who runs the Progressive Caucus in the House, calling him out for a, quote, unacceptable violation of the Constitution. What's your thought on that decision by the commander-in-chief? Was it the right thing to do?
I think it was the right thing to do, yes. And I think it's about time he did it. I mean, let's face it, the Houthis have been using our troops, our Navy as target practice, and we can't allow that to happen. We've got to be strong. We've got to fight back and have backbone. There's no question about that in my mind. Now, as far as the constitutionality of it, I'll leave that for others to decide. But, for us just to let our troops sit out there, let our Navy sit out there and be target practice for these terrorists is unacceptable. We've got to fight back.
I appreciate your time today, Congressman. Thanks for joining us from what looks like a warmer place than Iowa right now. The gentleman from Georgia, we thank you. Republican Buddy Carter.